All right, I'm here in Accra in Ghana, and I wanted to show you behind me all of this construction that's happening. And the reason why this is important is because construction is happening all over this city in ways that most people don't even realize. Now, behind me, what I don't want you to do is get caught up in the fact of the roads, and I want everybody to pay close attention, especially my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Please pay attention to what's happening in Accra, how people are coming in, all of this development is happening, and the goal is to push you out. That's the first thing, because they do this in America. It's called gentrification. They come in and they build up these communities, and they make it to where you can't afford. And everywhere I turn, there's some sort of new development going up, some sort of high rise, something. Now, I would encourage you maybe to work together as a family and pool together some money and buy these properties now. Buy them in areas where the roads are not the best, because you know what happens when the roads come in, the property is going to probably quadruple. So with that said, what my message for those who are part of the African diaspora is to shift our mindset. And when I say shift our mindset, getting away from this thing where it has to be consumer ready. That's the thing that they count on, is us coming in, us not being the ones to build it, but we're the ones who consume it. Because they say, well, okay, we like for it to be cooker-cutter ready, perfectly manicured, ready to roll, and then we're paying top dollar for it, but they built it for pennies on the dollar. Why don't we understand that and say, okay, maybe the road isn't the best right now, but you know, they're putting up these multi-million-dollar facilities, you know they're gonna fix the road at some point. That's what I did in my spot where I'm getting my condo. I said, all right, what I'm gonna do is buy this now. I bought it for $37,500. It's already selling for $45,000. By the time they finish building it, it's probably gonna be selling for $55,000, maybe even $60,000. And I would have realized that much gain in the property. Again, the reason why I say this is because so much development is happening in Accra, West Africa, in Ghana. I'll say this, you could probably get some better prices in South Africa, but you might not get a better return on your investment. And that's why I say we have to start thinking in terms of return on investment and get away from this, you know, how much does it cost, how much it costs. Cost is relative, because if you're able to put together the return, look at it from an investor standpoint, if it costs you $1 million, I'm just throwing that number out there, I'm not saying that it's going to cost you that, but if it does cost you that, then what's going to be your rate of return on that $1 million? You know, it's going to be a 20% rate of return. You might get something for, you know, $20,000, but the rate of return might be 5%. So you just got to start looking at it differently. There are two case studies I want you to pay attention to. And this is everybody who's watching me, wherever you are, whether you're Ghanaian or part of the African diaspora. I want you to look at the history of Dubai, and I want you to look at the history of Singapore. 1979, there was just about one major skyscraper in Dubai, but if you go to Dubai now, it is like paradise. Somebody had to put that investment in, somebody had to put the development in, but they knew the people who are largely excluded are people who are part of either the indigenous land or those who are part of the African diaspora. Understood that we have been bred from birth to consume. Everything we have been trained to do as a culture has been to consume. They don't teach us how to build and develop. Now we have more resources on YouTube. We have more people teaching about this, and so now it's time for us to take advantage of the power that we have with our resources. And that's the global African community, to be able to say, all right, let me get my share of this pie. It may be a small piece of the pie, but at least you get your share of the pie. And I strongly encourage you to look at different financing options. Again, in our minds, many of us operate with fear because we're afraid of losing, but really what's happening is it's a double-edged kind of sword, because we end up losing out on these opportunities. Again, as you'll see in the videos that I'll be sharing on this particular clip, there's development everywhere in this city, everywhere in Accra, Ghana. It is going to be, in 5 years, it's going to be unbelievable in 5 years. And I just don't want us to do like what happened to us in DC and Atlanta, giving away properties. I had one lady who came to me, she was like, my children don't want anything to do with the property. She had a home down in downtown DC. She said, my children don't want anything to do with the property. They're ready to give it back to the city. And so many people in our community have these mindsets, and it's a global problem also, because a lot of people just don't see the value in what's happening. This is called the Gold Coast, not just because it's gold, it's a gold mine for physical gold, but also because of the opportunities that are happening here. And this is something I want my Ghanaian brothers and sisters not to miss out on as well. So if you have the resources, you have the hustle, you have the drive, if you have the ability to do it. Get what you can, don't sell what you have cheap, and recognize what is happening in this part of West Africa. The rate of return on investment in West Africa is higher than other parts because it is less, as they call it, less developed. And so because of that, that's something that you want to make sure that you are able to realize and take advantage of. If you do that, if you're able to do that, then long term, somebody else does not come in. The Chinese don't come in, the Lebanese don't come in, the Brits don't come in, the French don't come in and take all of your resources. This has been happening for ages. So what I implore everyone to do is to not be afraid to come to places like this. Do your due diligence and don't let the fact that it's not already built. When somebody sees a building, the building is not that it's unfinished. It's in the process of being built. And different parts of the country, different places or whatever, it happens at different rates of speed. But again, hear what I'm saying to you. These people are not dumping all of this money into this area of the world and they're going to lose money. It's not happening like that, y'all. It's not happening like that. Please let us get out of this consumer mindset of everything having to be polished and pretty in order for us to take it seriously. Somebody else sees it. We need to shift our mindset, shift our vision, come in and be able to take advantage of using in America that $1.3 to $1.5 trillion worth of investing power, being able to do that. Again, take a look at Singapore. Singapore used to be the slum of Asia, now it's the paradise of Asia. Look at Dubai and how much Dubai has developed over the years. Now, I don't say this because development is a double-edged sword. To my folks here in Accra, they're gonna sell it to you as far as jobs coming in and opportunities, but they won't pay you enough to be able to get and actually afford it. That's why you adjust your strategy and you say, okay, you know, your family land, don't sell your family land cheap. Take advantage of this moment, educate yourself, as far as the way of the Western culture. Everybody thinks colonization is over or highway robbery is over. It's not over. It is not over. It is still happening, and that's what you see going on. They keep the blinders on us through all of this entertainment and all this other kind of stuff. What we need to do is focus our energy on understanding how the real game is played. The real game is economics. It is a global game. It is not anything new to Accra. This is happening all throughout West Africa. It's happening in Congo and Central Africa and all over the world. It's happening in America. It's happening in Detroit right now. So even if you're not coming to Africa and you're Detroit, don't sell your house dirt cheap. I don't care if they come to you. Like one couple said, how the Asian lady came to him and said, we're going to get, she offered them $750,000 cash for a row house in DC. I said, well, if she's offering you that kind of money for that house, how much is that house really worth? I said, why don't you do the same thing that she's doing? The problem we run into is because we don't understand the system, or we're fearful, or whatever's happening, and we just sell our stuff cheap. We get the money, then we go to the casino, we go to the lottery, and then we don't have anything that's appreciating anymore. We've lost the income generating vehicle, and then we're at the mercy of the powers that be once again. So I'm gonna take you around and let you see some of this development here in Accra. Now you understand why I'm here looking and purchasing, and you can make your money anywhere in the world. I think in terms of global economics. So it's not just Accra in Ghana. You can make your money anywhere. But what my hope is that we would start thinking in terms of like everyone else. When the Chinese come here, they're fearless. When the Lebanese come here, they're fearless. I'm the one who has to sit down and convince people to even want to visit. I got to come on and visit, come on and visit, come on and visit. What I'm saying is, let's get this thing done. Let's make this thing happen and do what we need to do. Because if you do it like that, if we sit down and we make it happen, whether it's collective or not, it's cultural, and the next generation is not fearful. That's the biggest thing, not raising a generation of fearful people. We're able to jump in, do what we need to do, make some things happen. So let's take a look around Accra and all the development that's happening, and drop your comments in below. And again, I recognize everybody's situation is different. I'm sensitive to that. I'm talking to people who are understanding exactly what I'm saying. Hopefully those who are indigenous to wherever you are, if you're in Sierra Leone, if you're in South Africa, if you're in the Congo, if you're in East Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, take advantage of the resources that are right in front of you in your homeland. And again, even if they're trying to box you out, you still have leverage. There are things that you can do. You can pool your money together, work together, and do what needs to happen. All right, so let's take a look around Accra in Ghana, and then you'll see exactly why I encourage people to come invest, and especially those who are already here. most expensive?
Yes, because
What area is this called?
this is cantonment.
This is cantonment.
Yeah, we are around the Fiesta residence.
So you see all of these residents right here that are already, I mean, these are really nice developments, and this is what is coming. But again, like I was saying in my video, I'm just trying to get people to see what's happening. You know, it's like trying to get people to see it and get them out of the mindset of, look at this, just another development. It just went around the corner, literally went around the corner, and all of this is going up right now in Accra, in Ghana. It's mind blowing. But guess what? People are going to see it. They're going to wake up. They're going to do what they need to do, and understand. Even if they never come here, they're going to at least figure it out in their own neighborhoods and understanding how development works. And that's why it's so important to consider this. Absolutely. More development. More development. More development. Airport City. Yeah. You can walk from here to the airport. And it may be a little bit more expensive, but like people are wondering, like, it is the banking district too. But I mean, you see, right, this is downtown Accra. This is right by the airport. And again, everywhere you turn, some level of development or something that has been developed. And it's a double-edged sword. The other thing people will tell you, you know, buy land, you can get it cheaper, but if you don't know the system, you don't understand the system, then you just want to be careful. I'm not saying you can't do it. You just want to be careful because, again, people look for ways to exploit no matter where you are. A lot of people say, oh, them Nigerians will scam you, and watch out, the people in Africa will scam you. Man, them Americans will scam you. They got some of the biggest scams in America that'll rock your world. So, you know, wherever you are, you want to do your due diligence and understand. So I got some more shots of some development coming up in a little bit. There's more development right over there. So all these buildings going up.
This is close to garage.
Okay, so you said they started selling it?
Yes.
A lot of times they sell out before they even
finished.
Yeah, but I mean, they get started. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So the moment you had opportunity, you just go and do the payments.
The payment, you just make the payments.
Then you'll be free.
And a lot of times you can manage it. Yeah. Oh, here's some development right here. Look at this. More development. Cranes everywhere. I mean, somebody with a business mind has to see this. Somebody has to see this. You gotta see it. You gotta see this, y'all. Don't sleep on these cranes. Get out of the pretty manicure, perfect, ready to roll situation, because in a minute it's going to be that. These are completely sold out.
Yeah.
So everything's completely sold out.
This is the Pelican. You've been there.
I've been, okay. This is completely sold out. No.
Heritage residences and apartments as well, completely sold out.
I'm completely sold out. Okay, and I'm here because of what now? Everything is sold out. And
Nova's over 80% sold out, actually.
Nova's 80% sold out.
Yep.
Now, okay.
And it's a mixed-use development. It's got the residential spaces as well as the service apartments. So this is something like the Pelican.
Similar.
Also has residential apartments alongside.
Wow.
Yes, so
And
it's
completely sold out.
meant to.
And so this is the rooftop situation.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's actually meant to complement the residential spaces. I mean, even if you have a studio here, you have guests, and you want to dine with them in same premises, laundry them and all of that, you could have them stay here for a couple of days.
Oh, they could stay here, and then, so they could stay at the hotel
This is
while you have your studio. Okay.
Studio, one bed, one bedroom. So it's all the way from studios, one bedroom, and then 2-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom duplexes spread across 9 floors.
So spread across 9 floors.
Complex here as well. Children's playground, underground parking.
Underground parking.
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming around to the underground, and that's what I saw outside.
Landscape gardens as well.
I see, because, yeah, I'm looking.
Health facilities, there's a gym.
And this is 80% sold out.
Over 80%.
Over 80% sold out.
84%.
So you looking to build any more? I mean, you've sold everything out. Is there anything else?
Oh, no.
I don't know.
We still have a few more units left in the market.
On this one, but I mean, do you
Yeah.
think about, are you thinking that you're going to possibly build like any, like more developments? Because
Yeah. We're about to launch another in the last quarter of this year, actually. Same airport area.
Okay. All right. So, all right. This is the underground parking. Okay. And this is near the airport.
It's designed to allow abundance of light.
I see.
So we have the floor-to-ceiling glass windows.
And look at
You can get
that.
bored with the artificial light. You can make it with the natural light as well.
This is very nice. So this is like a dining area. This is your living area.
This is the living area.
And then from here,
And there's a balcony. I mean, this is a balcony. You
Right.
appreciate it when it's a bit more elevated.
right?
So you can access from here. You can access from the kitchen as well.
So it's a patio, and then you can get it from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
Okay. And then this is the kitchen, close to the kitchen. It comes fully fitted this way. The fridge.
Fully fitted. There's a fridge.
You've got the microwave, the oven.
And it's a nice sized kitchen too.
Sorry?
That's a nice sized kitchen.
Yes, it is. It is.
Lots of cabinet space.
Yeah.
Sink, wash and dryer.
Wash and dry.
And I realize these actually wash and dryer come together.
This is what I was talking about. You have this also leading to the.
Oh, right, going right outside. Very nice. Lots of light. More light coming in. I see what's happening here. Very nice. And I mean, you have your eat-in if you want to.
Yeah, sorry.
And then you have your microwave and you have your, I mean, like say your fridge and everything else.
Yeah.
This is really,
So you see that this looks more residential. It's
Yes.
well spaced for size. This is a 2-bed, 2.5 bath. Now this is the 0.5 bath. The powder
okay,
room.
that's the powder room. That's what we call them over in America,
Yeah,
powder room.
right.
What do they call them here? Washroom?
Yeah, washroom.
Okay, washroom,
Washroom, guest washroom.
guest washroom, there we go.
Yeah, because there's no back, so it's
Right, okay.
then you have a mini storage here.
Okay, because you know a lot of folks like the extra storage, especially those who be interested in these types of units.
And then this is 1 bedroom and suite.
Is this the master?
No.
This is wow, this is nice. This is really nice. Lots of
So
closet
it comes
space.
fitted with the clothes and the air conditions.
Yeah. This is really nice. I mean, I'm looking, okay. This is very nice. Nice bed, yeah.
So all your things can fit in here properly.
I don't know, I have a lot of clothes. I don't know. I might need both closets.
Okay, so here is ideally supposed to be the master bedroom, and then it's a bit smaller. It's because it's got a balcony.
So there's a balcony on the master. And so if you're elevated, it's really nice
Yeah,
because you can,
yeah.
I mean, you're, you know, of course above ground level, and then you have all of your closet space.
Rooms and suite, and then the guest washroom.
And so this is some place that somebody could really, I mean, you could really do something nice in here. And it's the hallway, the corridor, so you have additional space there. The kitchen is nice. And this is 80% sold out.
Over 80%. Yes.
So that's,
So how about you come to
I can go right here, okay. Okay, right there. Oh. So all of this, the rebar. Oh, wow, look at that. That's nice. Wow. I try to tell people. That's gonna be nice. And this is the 80%.
Yeah.
Here are 2 buildings under construction. Right here. More development. So these really nice buildings. And you have cranes over here.
Okay, so that's the outlets. So it starts from Harvard.
And you have more construction right here.
So this very one.
Yeah, signature. Yeah. So they're starting at 142 for one bedroom. So that tells you right there. That gives you an idea of the construction is happening right here. So I just want people to understand that again we're going to miss out because we have been bred to be consumers. That's all I just keep saying that over and over. To consume. They market it to us, but when it comes down to it, it's like, how are we going to benefit from it? So they market it to us. There it is. So it's part of it over there. I remember in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s in Southwest DC when they were building a new townhome development. Again, if this place is so bad, why are they building everything here? In my thought process, I was thinking these homes are just so expensive, and it didn't make sense to me. They were building them starting at $450,000, and then it went up from there. But today, in that same area, you could buy those same homes right now for $1.5 million, $2.5 million. And it was because I didn't understand what was happening that limited my ability to see what was going on in front of me. So my mind said, this is overpriced, this is too much. So I walked away from it. But those who had the vision to see it are now able to realize those returns. And the same thing is happening in these pictures that you see in Accra. It's an explosive real estate boom. And because our mindset says, oh, it's overpriced, it's too much, we will miss out on being able to realize some of these gains. And that's just the way that it is. I mean, I know some people don't like it. Some people say, I don't want to be a part of it or whatever. But then we'll turn around and complain about the lack of access to resources or lack of opportunities. So you just have to determine which side of this you're going to be on. You know, either you're going to be on the bottom or you're going to be somewhere in the game playing and able to, realize the gains. And that's really what it is with anything that we do, whether it's stock market or whatever. It's a global economy. It is what it is. And you just have to determine which side of it you want to be on. I'll catch it. Well, you can see the top roof up there. You can see a little bit where the development is happening. You can see what's going on. So you said 3 people?
Yeah, 3 friends. It's like so far in Ghana they refer them as rich people.
Oh, they're Ghanaian?
Yeah, they are Ghanaian.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm glad that the Ghanaians are a part of this, because.
So let me show you their house first, then we'll proceed. Old houses into a brand new houses and apartments.
So they're rehabbing them.
Yeah.
So 2 years on the land, and I see the development up here, right in front of me. All of that.
This is not up to 1 year.
That's been 1 year.
This very building, it's not up to 1 year.
Really?
And this one too, it's not up to 1 year.
Really?
Yes, they have the money, so they are taking advantage. They are seeing beyond. You see?
Yeah. I'm looking.
They are demolishing that house.
So they're demolishing the house back over there, but then they put these up.
Build it like this.
Oh wow! Look at that.
This is not up to 9 months.
Really? So
this is where I applied this road very well.
So you've been up and down here, so you see what's happening.
So the one they are demolishing it. That was last week that I saw that they are pulling up the roof.
More development.
Yeah. So all those ones, especially
so this is what it becomes, everybody.
It's the same person who are doing this. So they call them Ejikun. And that's why it's beautiful.
Even more development right here. And where you go? More development.
This is where the other
looks like Beverly Hills. I wanted to be able to show these images because I believe it's very important for everyone to see the amount of rapid construction that's occurring in Accra, Ghana. It's also happening in Cape Coast and in Kumasi and other places, as I said earlier. And I keep showing these images because I want everyone to understand the level of construction that's happening. So I went to several different locations, drove around, spent much of the day driving around, and at every turn you would see these images or you would see some sort of construction happening in these areas. And by and large, the local community is being excluded from it, and the broader African diaspora is being excluded from it. And it's another form of recolonization, if you will. And so these properties that are going up are going to sell at a premium, and they're just going up now. So you can only imagine what's going to happen in 5 to 10 years. 20 years from now, Accra will probably be one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in, when you start really breaking it down based on the supply and the demand. So again, it's just up to each person deciding where they're going to be on this spectrum. And everybody's thinking, well, I'll go somewhere less expensive. The whole world is going through this right now. You see it all throughout West Africa. You can see it in the Gambia. You can see it in Sierra Leone. You can see it in Cote d'Ivoire. You can see it in Cameroon. You can see it in Togo and Benin. And so when you be in Liberia as well, you'll see it all throughout West Africa, Angola and Gabon, and the Congo. An area, and what they'll do is the areas that everybody that are branded as least desirable will be the areas that have a master plan already in place for this type of quote unquote development to occur. And then it just changes. Remember Singapore. Nobody wanted to go to Singapore, 30, 40 years ago. But now it's paradise in Asia. So understanding and catching these waves on the front end is where much of the financial stability comes from for many people, because they're able to catch these waves and see it on the front end. And so the way that you can balance this out is to create opportunities for those who might not be able to afford it, where you can make it a win-win. Because I'm just not going to be in it. That's like saying, okay, I'm not going to put on a life preserver, life jacket, because I just want to, drown with everybody else. Instead of saying, let me put on my life preserver, and then perhaps I can take some of these opportunities and help others, to realize their financial potential as well. So you have a new hospital going up. And of course, these are middle to upper income areas that are being developed. But I really want everyone to understand that Ghana, as they talk about, called the third world, and these undeveloped countries and all of that. Well, clearly somebody sees something different, and somebody's getting played out here in these streets, because. And then the other thing is we see the roads, and all of this is a part of the master plan to keep people away. So it just depends on if you're going to be the person that's kept away, or you're going to be the person that comes in and say, hey, listen, let's be a part of what's happening, but then let's also make it a win-win for everyone. Let's not be colonial exploiters. Like, I don't know, is that the word? Exploiters? I don't know. Let's not be a part of that team that's coming to exploit, but let's see how we can add value to the broader community, and making sure that these areas don't become erased. The indigenous population doesn't become erased, because what's happening is that's eventually what will happen if those who have a connection to it are not able to establish their roots. There's nothing wrong with having nice buildings and nice things or anything like that. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, making sure that everyone can, or those who want to be a part of it, can be a part of it. And now is the time to do it. Again, now is the time to do it. I'll expound on this more and exactly what I'm doing as far as real estate investment in this part of the world, and why I firmly believe that if you do it now, then again, you'll be able to realize tremendous gains down the road, and you don't have to exploit anyone in the process. You don't have to exploit. You can make it where your investment targets a particular audience or particular economic base, but then you can take those gains and make other investments that provide those necessary jobs and resources for the broader community. So take a look around, keep looking at the images, and I just wanted you to be able to see it for yourself.